Okay guys, welcome back to another FM26 Bath City episode. Today we are up against top of the table Dagenham and Redbridge. They're currently 10 points ahead of me, unbeaten for a lot of games within the league. We did drop 3 points in the last episode here to Slough after our FA Cup exit against MK Dons. I worry this may lead to a dip in our form. We are currently in 4th on 27 points. A win today will probably keep us in 4th. 1 point behind Tottenham in 3rd. The only people really can possibly cause us any issues in the near future here, maybe Torquay, who do have a game in hand. So if we were to lose and Torquay were to gain points, we could drop to 5th. I'm hoping we can get back to our good running form. This is the lineup that was suggested to me. Wiles Richards will be back in net. Batten and Parsons the main two at the back. Gibbons again for another game in the right wing back position. Tempted to rest him actually for Matthews, which I think I will do. Gibbons has had a lot of games recently, and to be honest, his form's been a bit up and down. Tilson doing the hybrid DM centre-back role. Beardmore and Russ in midfield. A bit of creativity with Beardmore again. We all know my love for Louis Sweeton, who will be making the bench over Mabika. But I'm going to let Russ and Beardmore start again and slowly add Sweeton in. Ash and Windsor up top. We've had issues at the moment. My team's not really scoring. A lot of opportunities, not enough goals really. So I will be looking for a new striker in the coming episodes, I think. Hopefully to start bagging us some goals. Ash and Windsor aren't bad. Windsor was doing well. But if you look at Brad Ash, for example, finishing only 10. Windsor, I believe, is a bit better with 12 finishing. But I need someone a bit better, a bit more clinical than that. But here we go. Dagenham Redbridge, top of the table. It's going to be a hard match here, really. I say it all the time. I think I'm expecting a loss against top of the table. They look destined to go up and nothing's going to stop them. Then again, I did play Dagenham and Redbridge in the FA Cup, as we saw previously, before I played MK Dons. And across the 2 legs, I had a 2-2 draw in the first leg and then a 2-0 win in the second leg. So we have beaten Dagenham and Redbridge already this season, and we're yet to lose to them. So hopefully we can keep that vein of form and continue to push up the league table and hopefully gain points on top of the table. Looking at the Dagenham and Redbridge lineup, I do really like Dieng in midfield. And that's about it. Well, I think Woods caused us some issues in the first leg. I think he scored both of Dagenham's goals. So hopefully, like I said, we continue the FA Cup form against Dagenham into this league game. And we have started off well, spreading the ball out wide here to Greenslade. And like I said, he gives us something different over Keto Diawara, who I was hoping would actually be an improvement on Greenslade. But I think Greenslade, since that signing's been made, has proved that he's going to be hard to improve on, especially at our level, and we may have to look elsewhere in order to find a good replacement. But there is Woods with the opener. Like I said, I believe in the first leg he scored the 2 goals against us, and here we are just after the opening 10 minutes he scored against us again. This Dagenham and Redbridge side is hard to break down. They play a similar formation to me. Maybe a little bit more defensive, especially even in possession. You'll see they're sat there with what I refer to as a back 7. They don't really push anyone forward, but their front 3, their cam and their 2 strikers seem to be able to do it all pretty much alone with minimal help. So don't try and fix what isn't broken, I say. And Batten steps in to intercept that ball. Plays off to Russ, not back to Tilson, out wide again towards Greenslade, but nothing's going to come of that. We join back in around the 20th minute here, and you'll see Dagenham in possession again. Like I said, they look like they are the team who are going to go on and win the league. Our job is just to keep chasing them, really. I don't necessarily think we're ready to get promoted. I've touched on it previously, but we're one of the only teams now in the Enterprise South that are not a full-time club. I expect that we'll become a full-time club. One, if we did get promoted this season, we'll probably go full-time almost immediately. I am keeping my eye on my finances to start leaning towards that. Or if we do not go up, I would hope we could stay part-time, and that way we probably save a bit of money. And that's a good effort there. And that looks like a good save or clearance there, and it's a corner for Bath City. 25 minutes in, over halfway through the first half. Windsor, we need to make more from these set pieces. Maybe I need to review our set piece tactic in between now and the next game. A big kick there from the Dagenham keeper, but a big header by Parcell at the back. We're coming up to the 30th minute. Russ with a good interception. Plays that forward, there's nobody there. And Dagenham just building up slowly. There's Woods, a guy, like I said, he's been causing us issues every time we've played him. That's a great ball, and I believe Parcell's got an important block in there. I think that ball was destined to go in the back of the net if it wasn't for Parcell's touch. But it's a set piece for Dagenham. They swing that in towards the back post, cleared, but only as far as Young to Hay. Hay takes a shot over the bar there. And we continue the highlight with Wiles Richards on the goal kick. Binns wasn't bad the past few games. Although we have lost both the games he played, he did make some important saves. Greenslade out on this wing to Tilson, simply to Russ, to Beardmore, back to Tilson. Greenslade, this is what I keep saying. He makes that run, but he just needs to do something with the ball there. They've won it back easily, and they'll play out the back. They sped the play. Like I said, similar formation to mine, so expecting their wing-backs to be quite well involved, same as my wing-backs are. And we're seeing that from Lusala, but Greenslade intercepts. And that's good play, and it's out to Greenslade again. He plays it back to Beardmore. Beardmore now to Greenslade. Greenslade plays it all the way back to Tilson. To Greenslade, pings it back past Sal with a long ball, but it does make its way to Windsor. Plays it to Greenslade. Greenslade keeps hold of it. The ball pinging around. And it goes out there for a corner. And we are coming into the last 10 minutes of this first half. It's been a close game, really. Bath City's been a bit on top, but their chances haven't been great. A lot of long distance shots by the looks of it, with a very low XG. But they're playing outside to Beardmore, Beardmore to Russ, and that's the kind of opportunities I've expect we've had all game. We seem to take those kind of shots a lot throughout the game. I need to tweak the tactic, I think, and focus getting that ball more into the box, and hopefully having people like Windsor and Ash being able to tap that in. We play it wide towards Jenkins Davies. It gets played out, but it goes as far as Greenslade. They've reset to Tilson to Russ. They play that to Jenkins Davies. That is just wide. And I am looking for more out of Jenkins Davies within this team, especially within that cam role. He hasn't done much for me this season. And as we come up to January, and you'll start seeing people leaving, people moving, people maybe becoming available, we might have to look what there is there on the loan market. But Russ plays that to Matthews. I'm expecting it to be half-time, sorry. And that is the half-time whistle. Quite an equal game. Like as always, we dominated the ball, we dominated the shots. We've even got more shots on target. But you can see by the XG and the fact that ours is lower than theirs says a lot about our finishing. Nobody's really had any clear-cut chances. We've done well with the ball. 90% of passes have been completed. Crossing's been awful, so I need more from Matthews and Greenslade. And let's address the team at the half-time. I wanted a better display. You can look disheartened, but you've not done enough. And to be quite honest, I need more. So Gibbons coming straight on for Matthews. The wing-backs are so important to my team. And Sweeten's even going to come on. Do you know what? No, definitely not for Ash. I'm thinking I'm going to take Jenkins-Davies off. He doesn't impress me. And I'm going to keep Sweeten in the cam spot, and I'm going to keep Beardmore a bit deeper. I think Beardmore's very creative in this team, and hopefully we can see that this second half. Bath need to push on. Parsau, as always, is having a reasonably good game. He's solid at the back. He's Bath City's captain. He's the main man. And here we go again for the second half. A few minutes in, it's the first highlight, and it's Dagenham and Redbridge playing it out from the back. It's a long ball towards Kamara. Batten keeps that, but it goes straight back again to Dagenham. That's Woods over the bar. There's not been many great highlights within this match, to be honest. Even their goal, it wasn't a brilliant highlight. And it shows this kind of top of the table clash that it is. And Bath, we do seem to get nullified when we come up with a formation similar to us. And maybe it's my stubbornness, I should change the tactic. You know, I could push the likes of Jenkins-Davies out to the left so Alves can come on. Would he have an impact out wide on this game? But Gibbons off the bench, I brought him on, I just think. And he came on, he's got injured, which is absolutely brilliant. The options to replace him there at right back are very thin within the squad. And with Rain still missing, I mean, my only options really to bring Tomlinson or Alves on. And I don't like either of those. I'm going to go Alves. And sadly, a substitute's had to be substituted. We brought him on at half time to make an impact. 10 minutes later, he was off injured again. But Alves can, I was saying his name earlier, can he make an impact off the bench? I'm looking at my defence thinking, could I put Batten out at right back and play a back four? Comfortable catch there for Wild Richards. I am rather upset at seeing another right back go off injured when I still haven't got Rains back. My only real option there now, Matthews, for the next few weeks until we find out how serious that injury was, or we're waiting about a month to 6 weeks for Rains to come back still. And that's a flick by Kamara, but nobody's there, so Wiles Richards plays out calmly to Parsau. Parsau now looks on towards Ash. This is what Ash is good at, making those runs down the wing. Doesn't quite make it to Windsor, and I believe that should be a Bath City throw-in deep in the Dagenham and Redbridge half. Short one to Beardmore, to Greenslade. Beardmore again, plays it to Russ. Russ to Danny. To Russ. It's foul to Ash. Was there a shout for a pen there? No interest shown by the ref. So Bath carry on. It's Alves now. Out of this wing-back role. We're playing it round. Alves gets another chance. He skips past his man. It's absolutely brilliant from Alves, but a good save from the Dagenham keeper. And it's another set piece for Bath here. Windsor on it. And we just do nothing with these set pieces. These corners and stuff, we're going to have to look at them because we're not doing anything with them. Russ here to reset to Greenslade, to Beardmore, to Greenslade. Takes that inside back to Parsau across the baton now. Out wide to Alves. Alves needs to make a mark on his game. He wants to start getting in this team. Surely he wants game time. And that's a tame effort from distance by Beardmore. And that's really not what we're looking for. Ball played out. Tilson wins it, but it falls straight back to the Dagenham. Plays it down the line once again towards Wood, but Tilson has that covered. Wiles Richards now out to Parsau. To Batten here. To Russ. Russ will play that out wide towards Alves. Alves first time into Ash. Spreads across to Beardmore. Greenslade now with some space. And that surely goes out for a corner there. Another set piece for Bath. Owen Windsor again on it. And I think we actually run ahead and we're starting to pile on the pressure. So we're going to go attacking. Have I got any options on the bench? Fisher for Ash. And the only other option I really have is Bauman for Beardmore. And let's see what Bath City can do from here. They're pushing on, they're going attacking. They are piling on the pressure of Dagenham. Dagenham not folding. And Bowman now, he's probably going to have to reset here, but he finds a pass to Sweeten. Sweeten now drives the line. Sweeten will come back on it. To Jack Batten, to Sweeten. Sweeten plays it across. It's too far for Russ. What can Russ do with it here? He has to play it back to Tilson, who plays it into Batten. Batten loses the ball cheaply. Tilson wins that though, and Alves now has the ball. What can Alves do with it? He finds Russ. Russ has got a good pass to Sweeten. Sweeten looks out to Greenslade. They know the space is out on the wing. They just have to tick it from side to side. Batten tries an unrealistic ball, but it falls back to Russ there from the clearance. And then Russ plays it out of play. And Bath City trying to have moments of dominance here. They have had more shots. They have had more on target. More XG, more possession. But they're into the last 10 minutes here. This is what Dagenham do. This is why they're top of the table. Dagenham can hold out for the win. This is why they're top. You can't say Bath City haven't tried. They've pushed, they've had chances. Alves plays that to Bowman now. Bowman, without any real options, has to play it to Sweeten, who takes the long shot. It's an easy save again. And this must be reasons that Dagenham are top. They're holding it out despite Bath piling on the pressure. Tilson back there wins it out to Greenslade straight away to Sweeten. Russ now over the top. Windsor's nowhere near it. But that's a throw into Bath there. Quick change for the Dagenham sub there. But Greenslade on the ball to Sweeten now. Greenslade. That's Sweeten now. Through to Greenslade, and it's cleared again. But demand more. We need a goal. There's a reason we haven't got a goal yet. You're not doing enough. Alves' shot's easily blocked. And will this lead to a Dagenham counter-attack? No, they lost the ball stupidly in their own half. Russ now. Is that a foul there? It's a free kick on the edge. Danny Greenslade over it. In real life, Alves would be taking this, but I don't mind Danny. But it's an easy save, really. Poor old Bath. We're about to get into a rut. I said it since we lost that game. You lose a game on FM, you go on a bit of a run of losses. Or is Windsor going to be able to help stop that? Greenslade takes a shot. It's a good save again. Another good keeper performance against Bath City. Another set piece for Bath City. Can Windsor do anything with it? No, it's easily defended again and easily cleared. That's a throw in for Bath. Close to the final third. Windsor plays it back to Greenslade. He finds the ball to Windsor. Windsor needs to get that in. Can Tilson score from here? Defended again by Dagenham. They're just seeing the results out. They could go 13 points clear from us with this win. The league is pretty much out of reach if we cannot get a result in this game, and we have 6 minutes of additional time to do it. And we're there. Greenslade to Tilson, through to Russ. Tries to pick up Bowman, but they lose the ball, and Marsh plays it over the top, and Woods is going to get there. Dagenham and Redbridge can put this to bed here. They swing it in. Wilson knocks it down to Young, to Dieng. Dieng gets a shot in. Collected by Wiles Richards. Almost 2 minutes into the additional 6 here. Bath not long left. 4 minutes to get a result. Alves playing a poor ball forward. And they're fighting Dagenham and Redbridge back again and again and again. And Wiles Richards forced into a save. And it's a corner here for Dagenham. 2.5 minutes of additional time gone. We're down to the final 3 minutes of additional time here. Bath City clear that corner. But Dagenham come back again. It's a shot. And that's gone wide. Bath City now. Less than 2 minutes left and they're defending the corner. Another set piece. We're no good at attacking them. Are we good at defending them? It's a deep one. It is headed clear, but it lands again with Stritch. He takes a shot. It's another corner. We're coming up to the last minute of added time. It looks like another loss. Our third on the bounce after such a good streak. He's taking his time in this corner, running down the seconds here. Here comes this corner. And it's gone out. Another corner kick. Bath now struggling to get out of their own half. Out of their own box even. And we're coming down to the last less than 10 seconds now. We're taking the time with the corner again. The 6 additional minutes have gone. The ball comes in, Wiles Richards picks it up, and the full-time whistle goes. Our third loss in a row. And this is the issue. You want to go far in the FA Cup, but you know on FM, once you lose, you start to go on a losing streak. Poor result. It wasn't even a poor performance. We were still creating chances. We still had good chances. We just did not make the best of them. Gibbons here, 5 weeks to 8 weeks. That is bad for us. We're down officially to only 1 right back. Before we end today, let's have a look at what that's done to the table. Dagenham still up at top, still unbeaten in ages. Only 2 losses out of 17 all season. They're 10 points ahead of second. We, from that result, have dropped down to 7th, albeit Dorking, who are ahead of us, 1 point ahead, have played an extra game. Join me on the next episode where we'll be facing Horsham, who last time we played them, I believe we beat them 5-0. So hopefully this can get us back into winning ways. But thank you once again for joining me for this episode, and I'll see you next time.